Hello everyone and welcome to my Sister Wives For You channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The Sister Wives world is in complete shock after the unexpected twist that no one saw coming, despite the years of heartbreak, televised tension, and the long-anticipated divorce from Kody Brown. One of his ex-wives has decided not to drop his last name. Yes, you read that right. After everything the Brown family has endured, the name Brown still remains stitched to her identity, and the reasons behind this choice are stirring up major controversy across social media and fan forums alike. Many thought that the end of her spiritual marriage to Kody would mean the end of everything connected to him, including his name. But apparently, there's much more to this story than meets the eye. Insiders close to the family say that this decision has caught everyone, including Kody himself, off guard, because for years, there's been talk about wanting to break free completely from his influence and reclaim independence. Yet now, it appears that holding onto that name may be a deeper and more strategic choice, one rooted in family, brand identity, and a hint of emotional power that could even be unsettling for Kody's current legal wife, Robyn. Fans first started whispering about the twist when eagle-eyed followers noticed that the ex-wife, long since separated from Kody and even embracing a new romantic chapter, still proudly signs her social media posts with Brown. That simple detail sparked a wildfire of speculation online. Why keep the last name of a man whose behavior was often described as controlling, inconsistent, and, as many fans saw it, narcissistic? To truly understand the emotional weight of this decision, we have to rewind to where the story began. When Sister Wives first aired on TLC, the Browns were a picture of unconventional unity, four wives, one husband, and a dream to live out their plural lifestyle publicly despite the criticism. For years, each woman balanced individuality with collective identity, but after decades of trying to make it work, everything came crashing down. The once united family fractured under the strain of jealousy, unfair treatment, and Kody's shifting loyalties, mostly favoring Robyn. But through it all, the Brown name symbolized more than just a family connection. It represented a brand, a legacy, and a story that changed reality TV forever. Now, post-divorce, when most would expect her to drop Brown and reclaim her maiden name, she's holding tight, and the implications are fascinating. Some fans believe this is a move of quiet defiance. It's as if she's saying, "I built this name, too. I carried it through years of sacrifice and struggle, and I'm not letting go just because he did." Others think it's about visibility. After all, Brown isn't just Kody's identity anymore. It's hers too, tied to everything from her business ventures to her public recognition. Dropping it would mean starting from scratch, and in the entertainment world, name recognition means everything. Still, there's an undeniable emotional layer to this twist. For years, Kody was the patriarch whose approval and affection all four wives sought, but now that the marriages have dissolved, he finds himself watching as his exes thrive independently, while still carrying his name. That might sting more than any public breakup ever could. And fans are torn. Should she have dropped the name to make a clean break, or does keeping it show strength and ownership over her past? Some argue that she's reclaiming power by transforming the name from a symbol of control into a symbol of growth. Others accuse her of staying tied to the very man who broke her heart, suggesting that maybe she hasn't truly let go emotionally. But according to a close source, the decision is far more practical than people realize. She's built her whole identity around being a Brown, the insider shared. Her businesses, her followers, her platform, they all know her as a Brown. Changing that name would mean rebranding her entire life. She's not doing it for Kody. She's doing it for herself. Still, even with that explanation, viewers can't help but wonder how Kody feels about this. For a man known to crave control and order, having his name remain attached to an ex-wife who's now clearly thriving without him might be his worst nightmare. Those who followed the show closely know that Kody has a complicated relationship with symbolism. Names, titles, and family order have always mattered deeply to him. Remember when he made a huge deal about whose property belonged to whom, or how certain wives were more loyal than others. So imagine his reaction now, watching one of his former wives command headlines and attention, still as a Brown, yet totally independent. Reports suggest that Robin isn't thrilled either. One source even claims that Robin, ever protective of her marriage's legitimacy, views the decision as disrespectful, believing that the Brown name should be reserved for those still within the family. Robin wants to preserve the family legacy, the insider added, but seeing others still use the name blurs those lines and keeps her tied to the drama she wants to move past. Ironically, though, it's Robin's actions and tears that fans often credit for the family's unraveling, and now the ex-wife's refusal to drop the name is seen by many as poetic justice. Public reaction has been wild. Reddit threads exploded overnight, with fans writing things like, "She earned that name more than Robin ever did," and "Dropping it would be letting Kody erase her, and she's not about to give him that satisfaction." Others were more skeptical, calling it a publicity stunt to stay relevant as Sister Wives faces uncertainty about its next season. But even if there's strategy behind it, no one can deny that it's working. The name Brown is once again at the center of every conversation. TLC's producers are probably thrilled. This twist gives them fresh storyline potential and emotional depth for the next chapter of the show. Imagine the reunion scenes if Kody has to sit across from a woman still bearing his last name while talking about independence. The tension would be electric. Interestingly, history shows that this isn't the first time a reality TV star has kept her ex's last name for strategic reasons. From famous ex-wives in Hollywood to influencers who built entire brands around married names, there's a common theme: power in familiarity. But for Sister Wives fans, this hits differently because the show's very foundation was about family identity. One man, many wives, one last name binding them all. By keeping that name post-divorce, she's flipping the script entirely. No longer is Brown a badge of belonging under Kody's authority. It's now a declaration that she was part of something historic and refuses to let him define how that story ends. Some see it as closure, others as rebellion, and some even say it's the ultimate act of self-empowerment, taking something that once caused pain and turning it into a tool for success. And then there's the emotional undertone that fans can't ignore. This ex-wife, known for her resilience and inner strength, was always the one who held the family together, even when Kody's affection drifted elsewhere. Through tears, arguments, and heartbreak, she remained composed, always thinking of the children and maintaining a sense of dignity that fans admired. So perhaps keeping the Brown name isn't about clinging to the past, but honoring the journey that shaped her. After all, those years weren't wasted. They were formative. She built the life, raised children, and contributed to a cultural conversation that reached millions. Erasing that name would mean erasing a part of history, her history. And no matter how bitter the end was, that story deserves recognition. Still, the twist carries a bittersweet irony. For years, she fought to be seen and heard within a plural marriage where Kody's affection was stretched thin. Now, she stands in the spotlight as her own woman, and the world finally sees her. Yet, the name that accompanies her newfound independence is still his. That duality fascinates fans, empowerment tied to a symbol of past pain. Maybe that's what makes the story so compelling. It's not black and white. Real healing is messy, and sometimes strength doesn't mean total separation. Sometimes it means owning every part of your past, even the parts connected to someone who hurt you. In the end, whether she's keeping the name for brand power, emotional reasons, or quiet rebellion, the choice is hers, and that's what truly matters. Kody no longer gets to dictate how his former wives live, love, or label themselves. This twist, unexpected as it is, proves that the women of Sister Wives have evolved beyond the patriarchal structure that once defined them. They're rewriting their stories on their own terms, and keeping Brown might just be the final chapter in reclaiming control. As one fan perfectly summarized on X, formerly Twitter, she's not staying a Brown because of Kody. She's staying a Brown because she made the name mean something. And perhaps that's what shocks people the most. Not that she's keeping his name, but that she's transformed it into something that now belongs entirely to her. For Kody, it's likely a reminder that while he may have started the family, he no longer defines its legacy. For viewers, it's a symbol of evolution, from submission to strength, from heartbreak to healing. And for the woman at the center of it all, it's simply her truth. She's not the same person who once stood beside Kody in polygamous unity. She's the woman who walked away, rebuilt herself, and decided she doesn't need to erase the past to embrace her future. The Brown name may have started with Kody, but its story now belongs to her. And that, more than anything, is the twist that truly shocks the world. That's right, this story is far from over, because the reactions and ripples from this decision keep spreading wider every day, especially now that fans are drawing comparisons between the wives and how they handled life after Kody. Christine, for instance, proudly took back her maiden identity after marrying David Woolley, symbolizing a clean slate and a brand new chapter. Janelle, though quieter, hinted at moving on by focusing on her personal health and independence, quietly letting the Brown name fade into the background of her business life. But Meri, who spent over 3 decades as Kody's first wife and the legal cornerstone of the entire family before Robyn entered the picture, has chosen to keep that name visible, and that's the part that makes this twist hit differently. To longtime viewers, Meri's decision carries emotional weight, because her connection to the Brown legacy runs deeper than just a shared last name. She was there from the beginning, before the cameras, before the fame, when Kody was just a man with a dream and a vision of a plural family. That name represents her entire adult life, her sacrifices, and her identity within a story that defined a generation of reality television fans. What's especially interesting is that Meri's social media posts lately have been filled with a powerful blend of reflection and self-affirmation, inspirational quotes, scenic photos, and captions about rebirth, strength, and peace. Yet right beneath each post, fans see it: Meri Brown. It's as if she's reminding everyone, including Kody, that she may have been pushed out emotionally, but she refuses to be erased from the legacy she helped build. Some viewers have even speculated that this decision is her subtle way of reclaiming her dignity after years of being publicly dismissed by Kody on Sister Wives. Remember the heartbreaking scenes where he admitted he had no romantic interest in her and called their relationship dissolved? That humiliation, broadcast for millions to see, left Meri as one of the most pitted figures in the series. But now, she's flipping that narrative. Keeping his name doesn't look like weakness anymore. It looks like control. She's redefining Brown on her own terms, showing that she can carry it with pride, not pain. Another fascinating angle fans are discussing is how the Brown name ties to business and brand identity. Meri's bed and breakfast, Lizzie's Heritage Inn, became one of her greatest achievements, and the Brown connection gave it instant recognition. Changing her name could confuse customers or even affect her online visibility, and in the influencer age, that matters. As one fan pointed out on Reddit, Meri keeping Brown is smart. That's how people know her. She's not doing it for Kody. She's doing it for the Meri we all watched grow. There's also the deeper, maternal side to this decision. Meri has one child, Leon, and though they've chosen their own path in life, that bond still connects them to the Brown legacy. Family names hold power, history, and continuity. By staying a Brown, Meri ensures that her story stays intertwined with the broader family narrative, whether or not Kody likes it. Meanwhile, sources close to Kody claim that the patriarch himself is not thrilled by this revelation. Reportedly, he believes that once the emotional and spiritual connection is gone, the name should go too. Kody has always viewed his name as something sacred, a symbol of family unity, an insider said. For him, seeing Meri still using it feels like she's trying to hold onto something that's over. But that's the irony. Meri's keeping the name not because she's holding on, but because she's finally free to define what it means. Fans are cheering her on, saying that after years of being overshadowed, she's now the one controlling the story. And in an unexpected twist of poetic justice, Kody, once obsessed with control, can't do anything about it. Ultimately, this big twist isn't just about a last name. It's about ownership, evolution, and the power of identity after emotional trauma. Meri Brown isn't clinging to the past. She's rewriting it, proving that sometimes the most shocking move isn't separation, but strength disguised as subtlety. In a world where Kody thought the wives would fade away after leaving him, Mary's bold choice ensures that Brown remains alive, not as his legacy, but as hers. And that's what truly shocks the world.